Ho ho ho! Welcome back to this Christmas season. Just like some of you, some of these movies are gonna be naughty and some of these movies are gonna be nice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these movies.
Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Lord of Sonic Views and I watched Holiday Hell with the tagline or it is the holiday season, this holiday season it's gonna be hell. Or it is unwrap your worst nightmare. Well, you can choose which one you like more. Because it didn't show the tagline there, so I had to look it up on IMDb. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh yeah. I remember. Um Yeah, I can see why it's called Holiday Hell, and because this movie was basically four different stories into one. A bit like Creepshow, or Twilight Zone. You have one thing with different stories in there, and this was also one of them. It had four different stories, and um, one of them was definitely Christmas. The other one was Hanukkah. So yeah, um, let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see a neon light from the opening in, opening sign in the window. It's lit, and we see a woman walking, the street, the sidewalk, more like. She's walking with her hand in the pocket, walking. She walks past, goes off camera, and then she stops at the 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 window. Through the window, through the walls. So she's looking, and she's checking out the things that are standing in the window, and she cracks a smile, and she walks inside. We're now in the inside, and we can see the door open with her coming, through the door. She closes it, and she starts to look around inside. There are lots of weird things there. This is definitely not a normal shop. Um, so she's looking around, and then she stops at the counter. She you know not really yells, but out loud, "Hello, is anybody here?" Um, and then she stops at the counter, and then a guy comes around the corner and says, "Good evening." Um, and they talk a bit, and he said that he was actually just about to close up shop, and she said that she was looking for a last minute Christmas present for her sister. Right. But we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Um, yeah. For some reason, it feels like I've seen that before, that scene. But when I watched the movie, it didn't ring a bell. So maybe it was a movie that reminded me of this one. That's a possibility. Um, or this one reminded me of the one that we watched, obviously, then. Because but it kind of looked familiar. Um, Acting wasn't that great. Could have been better, but it was not the worst acting that I've seen in movies. Guy got, but this was also, the effects were kind of good, because uh, it was a guy outside, he got BJ, and the killer showed up, and with a shovel, she, well, we found out later that the killer was a she. She got his head into half, and the upper half of his head. Think a bit about the South Park episode about Britney Spears. The Britney watch. She had half a head. And the upper top of the head. From this guy. Fell on the ground and looked up. And I don't know how they made that, but it looked pretty legit, like it was his actual top head, top half of his head, instead of that it looks like a doll with what we've seen in other movies, that have like shitty acting but also shitty effects. This effect was pretty good actually. Second story was about a rabbi, a doll rabbi. It worked kind of like a golem. It helps you. All right. Third story was about the Christmas, about the Santa suit. Guy took some pills, drank, and went on a killing spree. I think due to the pills that he took, that he went prescription medicine, that he went on a killing spree. Great. And the last story was about a ring. Because the shopkeep kept looking at her ring and thought, I think I recognize that ring somewhere. And she said, oh yeah, there's a whole story behind the ring, even bigger than all the stuff here in this room, or in the store or whatever. And then you make me intrigued, and then she told the story about the ring. Overall, the movie was alright. Yeah. It was not the best movie, not the worst movie, but it was alright. I think I will give this movie a 3.25. Yes, because I think a 3.5 is just 3.5 is just too high, and 3 is just too low, so 3.25 is comes near. So I'm also gonna leave likes, recommend a good Christmas horror movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, or just a Christmas movie. Subscribe to the channel, check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food strengths every week, also from time hot sauce and alcohol, or my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music, link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys later for War of the Worlds 2. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Christmas movie. Bye.